I'm Tristan Stubbs with the Climate and Development Knowledge Network in Cancun, Mexico. And I'm here with Omar Taukon of CARE Niger. Welcome, Omar. Omar, could you tell me a bit about what you do in Niger with CARE?
Okay, I'm the advocacy advisor in a new program called Adaptation Learning Program, which focuses to work with community to adapt themselves to the environment that is changing due to climate change.
And are you seeing a lot of changes in the environment due to climate change in Niger?
Yeah, surely. For example, last year you've heard about this food crisis that affected 7 million persons in Niger. So it's the most important impact of climate change in my country.
And what is CARE doing to address these issues?
Okay, actually CARE is supporting poor vulnerable households to diversify their livelihood security. For example, those farmers who just they do crops, they cultivate crops. So CARE is trying to maybe to have them adopting new ways of cropping, for example, income generating activities, or investing in livestock as well. So trying to diversify their livelihood.
And how is CARE working with the government in Niger to develop these plans?
Okay, the relationships are very good because CARE is, the headquarters are based in the capital. And whatever strategy or plan or project we come with, we have to talk with government. We have to make sure that that is in line with national orientation, national poverty reduction papers. And when it comes to assess the impact of program, so they are involved as well.
So how are you managing to marry climate change adaptation with the demands of development? I mean, it's difficult enough to adapt to climate change in a country that might be seen as developed, but how do you do that in a developing country?
Okay, for us climate change is a very concrete issue. When climate is changing, rainfalls are reducing and people are less to eat. They're affected by food crisis. So this is put in a very concrete way in my country. So it's very, it's for us it's not very difficult to manage with that because people have to eat. So all what we are doing is to discuss them about what they are doing, their activities, and what kind of incomes they are earning from the activities, and trying to discuss and find out some more effective activities or strategies.
What do you think Niger can teach other countries in the region about how Niger has dealt with climate change?
I think Niger is one of the most countries in Africa where farmers do not have sufficient rainfalls. And with these very severe conditions, they're managing to live somehow. So I think one thing is maybe in Niger, when people are suffering from food crisis, then there are more or less two solutions. Either they leave, they go to Nigeria, that is very close to our country, and there they can do some income generating activities and then come back. That is one way of adapting to very severe conditions. The other way is the social network. People are helping each other. In my country, this is very, very important for most vulnerable people. When they're affected by food crisis, they know that they have one relative somewhere that can help them. So this social net is still working in my country.
Do you think that these problems are best approached at a national level, or does it work better if you try to approach them at a regional level or even international level?
Yeah, that's a very good question. For us, the international, the negotiation going on in Cancun, a very concrete way to help, to assist our countries to come up with long-term sustainable decision that could make people be more secure as regards their livelihood. So this can be put in terms of finance, in terms of funding, very regular funding, supporting national programs that try to come up with adaptation strategies. In my country, one of the strategies is to, for example, to have climate-resistant seeds. Before you have seeds, you have to make many research work prior to come to this stage, and it costs much money. So funding could be, oriented to this kind of assistance to help us being more secure in terms of resistant seed variety, and in terms of also assuring that the livestock has enough food.
So far you've talked about how farmers and so on in Niger need to adapt to climate change because of the problems it's causing. Do you think that climate change adaptation brings any opportunities to people in Niger?
Yeah, surely, because they have their own strategy, they have the local practices, but these are not very sustainable because, they're just trying to survive. When they have external support, then they can have, they can deal with the daily concerns in terms of food, and they can build on longer term strategies.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.